Hello and greetings. I am Shushana, and today we're going to be doing another pick a card reading. I do not use tarot. I do not search for downloads. I do not channel. I am a scanner and a diagnoser. So, today we're going to be doing a fun title. It is all about your 5D cosmic relationship. So go ahead, and by now you probably already have an idea of which pile you are attracted to. We have 4 piles, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is my disclaimer. Okay, so this is my disclaimer card today. So I just wanted to start off by saying that when you have a 5D relationship, a 5D cosmic union, whether that is a 5D situationship, a 5D marriage, a 5D lover, you want to make sure that you are simultaneously clearing interferences, because interferences will like to cause disruptions between you and your person. Those interferences, excuse me, let me back this up so I can adjust myself. Okay, so those interferences could be things such as envious people, energetic parasites, energetic vampires, witchcraft, okay? All those kinds of things, paranormal, haunted houses, all those things cause interferences. So it's very important for you to constantly, daily, clear, simultaneously unwanted parasites, unwanted interferences, so that you can be in peace with your 5D cosmic partner that you have chosen. So let's begin. Now that we have the disclaimer out the way, for those of you who chose this pile 1, Wahan, we have let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So don't be possessive. Don't be possessive of your person. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with needing to do the physical work. So let's see let me see. I need to make some room. You need to get to work in regards to this relationship. There is a dynamic that is not healthy. Helping others, don't just go with the flow. Insert yourself into the situation to make a positive impact. Despair, a part of any journey, is behind you. Believe and inspire others to believe. Your influence will change the outcome. So perhaps you are being called to help your person. Be persistent. Use the color silver energetically to protect yourself from unwanted interferences in your 5D union. So whenever you feel like there's an interference, imagine you and your person, excuse me, sorry, being in a silver sphere together. Just one second. I'm going to have to get some water. Okay, I had to get some water because I lost my voice. So, for those people who chose this pile, you're going to have to work hard to sustain this relationship because there is an unhealthy aspect to it, whether that is lack of communication or whatever is the issue. However, when shielding your union, silver is an amazing color to use to shield your union from any interference in the 5D. Imagine being protected by white gold, by silver, platinum, all the stones in the stone kingdom that are similar to this color, and using those colored stones to protect your union in the 5D. We have commitment. Your person is open to having a physical 3D commitment. We have gold with quartz, taking your 5D relationship to the next level, such as marriage, making this 5D relationship become a physical marriage. And while you are in separation of any kind, past, present, or future, being your own best friend so that you are not possessive. When you're not entertaining yourself, like let's say we were to ask, what are the things that your person does not like about you? What they don't like about you is that sometimes you don't know how to entertain yourself and keep yourself busy and keep yourself entertained, keep yourself amused, keep yourself inspired without needing external validation. And the things that, let's say, turn your person on, group one, is an independent mindset. Someone that is capable of being their own best friend when you're not around. Not somebody that has to go out and socialize to prove something. What do you need to walk away from? Is it a certain mindset? Is it a person? Is it a person from your past? Because just because there's a 5D relationship here doesn't mean that you don't have a physical relationship with someone else. And perhaps this group has to walk away from a physical 3D dynamic to solidify this 5D relationship and get it off the ground. Okay, so these are just general readings, okay? If it doesn't resonate with you, it's simply not your story, and feel free to either choose another pile or another reader. Look at both of these together. This is when you and your person come together. This is the power dynamic. That is gold with quartz and silver, burning through all obstacles, destroying all barriers together. A lot of times when people are envious of others, it only affects their target when when the target is vulnerable or in separation. So if you two are in separation, you and your person, and only communicating the 5D, lower vibrations, lower parasites take advantage of that and try to keep you apart. But when you are together, you are inseparable. So if you experience any interferences, it's that opposing force not wanting a power couple. And usually, when there is a 5D cosmic union that is romantic, for the most part, I find that it's either the dramatic one or the two. It's either a power couple situation or it's an extreme contamination of parasites that manifest into a person, where a person is hijacked by parasites and demons that they probably summoned and manifested themselves, and they're able to step into the 5D realms as a latching vampire parasite, okay? But they hide in people. So the person will not know what's going on the inside, whether they're dating somebody who is infested with parasites and is a parasite themselves, or a power couple. And for some reason, there's a dramatic, it's either one or the other. There is rarely a neutral relationship. It's either extremely evil, succubus, incubus, parasite, vampire, leech, or a power couple. And then we have the possibility of it being a karmic, or the possibility of it being just another soulmate. So, yeah, sure, there's different categories, but for the most part, I've noticed that it's either the dramatic one or the other. It's either a parasite or a power couple. And that's why it is so important to simultaneously protect and clear when you're in that 5D relationship activities. Okay, so those are the messages that I have for this pile. And before I finish, we're going to do what would they say to you if they could but can't. You inspire me. I have too much to lose. I miss hearing your voice. And you know that multiple people sometimes come forward in this segment. So don't be alarmed if you get a contrary message. Sometimes that just means it's a message for somebody else. I know you don't feel the same. I don't know what comes next. Okay, so remember we were talking about a toxic trait in your union? That toxic trait in your union is no clarity, having no clarity, having miscommunication. If there's miscommunication, what does that mean? That means one of the parties are immature. So either you or them are immature and cannot have a real conversation, because when you have a real conversation, there is no lack of clarity. I wish I could share my good news with you. I wish I had treated you better. The timing was just not right for us. And you speak to me through music. Okay? Those are all the messages that I have for your 5D relationship, pile 1. Bye. Hi, pile 2. For those of you who chose this pile, if you're attracted to this pile, this is your reading. If it doesn't resonate, try another pile or another reader. Power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Are there people in here that believe that they're in a love dynamic in a 5D sort of way, but actually victims? Are you a victim of a succubus or an incubus or a demon or ghost pretending to be your person? That is only for some of you, but I have to say it because if you chose this pile, you chose the snake. Oh, right. For those of you, let's continue. Okay, so we have happy, happy. You are aligned with the will of the heavens, the way of the earth, and the harmony of the people. Ride the tailwinds and welcome the generosity and abundance around you. Whatever you are doing is advantageous, okay? So every time I pull this card, it means that you are living correctly. You are doing everything in the correct manner. And it is important for you to ultimately choose a person that is going to support your happiness and not sabotage it. Charging forward, do not allow life's difficulties and challenges to confuse or delay you. Lead your team confidently and don't look back. Things are in your favor, so wherever you need to take action, this is the right time to either charge forward, make your investments, make your moves. And I also want to say cut your ties with people that you don't want to take to your future. Improving your vision and using the color indigo in your life energetically, using the color indigo to show you what needs to be cleared. Illuminating your room with this color. I illuminate my color. I illuminate my room with the color indigo. Please show me where there are impurities. And you might find there will be impurities usually in the corners in the shape of dots or large spots, and you clear those, and you learn how to improve your scanning vision. Being able to differentiate whether you are dealing with a positive or negative entity. Establishing boundaries. So this pile seems to be being taken advantage of in some way or form, and it's important for you to establish firm boundaries with the individual that you're dealing with. Let me tell you, people have to be extremely careful when you date, because if you date a certain narcissist or a certain parasite or a certain witch or a certain warlock that has nothing better to do than lower vibrational activities, you're going to have to take time out of your day to deal with it. It's like having to clean up energetic vomit. So it's important to establish boundaries in the beginning so that you're not forced into a situation that you don't want to be in, or tricked or spellbound into a dynamic that you don't want to be in. And for some of you, I want to say that you don't want to be in any longer, where maybe you wanted to be in that dynamic in the past, but no longer do you want to be in that dynamic, and then you have to deal with the repercussions of people from the past thinking that they have a chance when they absolutely don't. So it's better to just cut it from the very beginning and just really get to know the people that you date before dating them. Because sometimes the narcissistic parasites will be the ones that act like sweethearts in the beginning, and then they're the same kind of people that murder because they got broken up, because they got dumped. You know what I'm talking about? Those people that are on the news all the time. They're on the news all the time. You hear about them. Somebody killed their girlfriend. Somebody killed their wife because their wife wanted a divorce, because the girlfriend wanted to break up and reclaim her power from the narcissist. And those narcissists are always hypocrites. They will sit there and murder somebody for moving on when the whole time in the whole relationship they were cheating themselves. You know, they're like the worst kinds of parasites on earth, really. So, wow. For whoever that pertains to. We have the temple path, and the first thing that I see whenever I see this is this representing your body, this representing your meridians, this representing your soul houses that need to be treated with the uttermost respect and not letting just anybody in. We have divine discontent. For this pile, I feel that the person that you have chosen or that you have in mind or that you feel that you have a 5D relationship with, I feel is toxic. And that is why you feel divinely discontent. Because you feel like you got yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. You are in a 5D relationship with a toxic karmic. And it's important for you to break apart and unbind yourself and break and shatter that spell and dispel yourself from all of that they put you under, that I'm exposing to you so that you can clear any remnants of. For the pile 2 people, it just seems like you have been binded by a lower vibrational person. Okay. And it took me so long to say person because they don't even act human. You know, these energy vampires, these parasites that can't take no for an answer. It's tremendous how much they have nothing better to do but to be active parasites. And I'm telling you, they hide in people. Okay. That is what I get for a large group of you. We have carnelian. This is your lifetime true embodiment. This is who you truly are. When you are a social butterfly, you love to meet people, you love to talk to people, you love games with large groups of people, and you're naturally a very happy-go-lucky kind of person. But this person has been draining the living life out of you and causing a divine discontent. You are dealing with either a parasite, an energy vampire, warlock, witch, succubus, incubus that has tricked you into thinking that this is love. This is not love, okay? You have tiger iron, you needing to protect yourself. You needing to protect your space, your 5D space, your astral space, your while you still can, because the longer that you stay with this person, the harder it's going to be for you to detach them from your energy. I really feel for the majority of the people in pile 2 that this is someone that you need to cut out of your life because they damper your natural carnelian essence that you are without them. This is how you are without them. This is you with them. Okay. They also contaminate your energy when you're with them. Like if you have been with them physically, they contaminate your energy. They have this is somebody who has a lot of parasites, okay? Face and embrace the person in the mirror. Okay, so if you're feeling like you just can't fathom the idea of being alone, it's something you're gonna have to overcome for your own protection and your sanity and your safety. Okay, this is, if you don't do anything about it, it can lead to psychological warfare, I want to say. face and embrace the person in the mirror. So you need to learn how to embrace yourself as an individual without them, when you are not handcuffed with them. All right. I'm sorry. I don't like this person. I don't like this person. Reminds me of my past partner. Okay. I guess I used to have this past partner that used to be like this, and I don't like them. Okay, don't get me started. Rest and rejuvenate. The more that you rest and rejuvenate, the more that your positive guardians, your positive team will lead you further and further away from this person. Those are all the messages that I have for you. But maybe you have another situation or someone healthier, some other candidates. What do those other people wish they could say to you? Whether they are past, present, or future people. Past, present, and future people for pile 2. If they could tell you something. And perhaps they are blocked and they can't tell you these things because they're blocked by the current person that you need to cut off out of your life. I want to make amends. Do I still have a chance? I still have feelings for you. I daydream about a life with you. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. All of these are from your current person. And your current person, oh my God, I don't like their energy. It's very sociopathic. You speak to me through music. I am afraid to contact you. I am becoming a better person. And I remember every detail of that day. That is all that I have for this pile. Hello, if you chose pile 3, this is your pile. And let's jump right in. So we have, this is a sexual union. Honor the place in one another, where you are, one eternal soul. For there you will find true bliss. Okay. So for the people who chose this pile, you indeed have sexual relations with your person in the 5D. We have a fork in the road where both of you are tired of being apart. You've been apart for a very long time, and you are both finding yourself in a fork. You don't know how, when, where you're finally going to be together in true union, because it seems like right now you're just able to be together in the 5D. There's a group of you in here that you are not allowed to be with your person. You're blocked from being with your person because of a superior authority, parent, relative, and so forth. Or simply because you don't have your own place. Time for a nap. Whenever you get really stressed out, it's very important for you to force yourself to take a nap. And remember that when you take a nap, you're going to be able to meet with your lover and nap together. You see how they're napping together on this card, the fox and the moon? They're just napping together. Both of you can be very intuitive people that are aware of the deception in life, and you can look beyond it and find the love within each other, and you find the power in love with one another. Oh, we have watch your back. Okay, so unfortunately, when you have something so beautiful like this, it always becomes threatened by an outside force, right? It's the same tale. Be aware of people who show kind gestures, sweet intents, but they're actually jealous of you. So there are people who will show fake admiration towards your union, but actually envy your union. So it's very important for you to avoid people until you fully understand who or what you're working with. So for this pile, I think that it's important for you to find friendship in your person where you and your person are just best friends, because it just seems like there's no one else around that is trustworthy. Purify your body, because sometimes attacks, or often attacks, come through infiltrated food, cursed establishments, foods that are in the boycott list. There's a whole bunch of companies that we should be boycotting that work with nanotechnology and GMOs. A lot of ingredients that are banned in other countries. Using the color yellow. So when you are with your person doing 5D activities and you feel some kind of interference, use the color yellow to surround you and your person for protection. Imagine the yellow surrounding you two, so that if there's an interference, you'll be able to see it. You see, if this is right next to the yellow, let's put it this way. If this is right next to the yellow, and this is your divine union, and there's all this yellow here, what do you see? You see this right away. You say, what is that? What is that? So this pile is your ultimate love. This is the ultimate love that you've searched for your entire life, and it's important for you to protect it. Stay away from alcohol. I know that's not what people want to hear, but if you really want to protect your union, stay away from alcohol, because alcohol destroys love, destroys families, destroys marriages, and causes long-lasting trauma, and is capable of cursing generations for future, for so, you know what I'm saying. So when you really find somebody that you believe is what you've been looking for all of your life, you want to be free from alcohol and free from non-holistic substances, so that you can experience what is meant for you to experience with this individual. So watch your back could simply be an ex of yours, an ex of your person, simply a jealous energy vampire that doesn't want to see this happiness that this thing is not going to be able to interfere with. It's not going to be able to interfere, okay? The reason why you have this powerful blessing is because you have been merciful. You've been a merciful person all of your life. We have the merciful mother. And I believe that this is your energy. You have been extremely compassionate and extremely merciful, even to your enemies. You experienced traumatizing events where you were targeted either at work or wherever you had to attend regularly, and you were just ravaged. I just see people ripping your clothes off. And I see you looking at the people that are ripping your clothes off and saying, maybe they need it. Maybe the people who were trying to rip your clothes off need that fabric. That is how merciful you are. If you need it so much, take it. I see you saying to those people, to people who tried to hurt you, you gave them what they asked for. But now you're not going to do that anymore, because being with a positive lover has made you grow your courage to stand up for yourself and your boundaries, and you realize where you were wrong in allowing people to take what they were ripping from your back and your hands. And you realize this person motivates you, they push you to defend yourself, and you are no longer, thanks to this person being such a blessing in your life to help give you a voice where you felt like you had none. Thanks to this person, and it does not matter if you're a male or a female in these readings, absolutely does not matter which pile you choose. I forgot to say that in the intro. This person has made you defend yourself, and you will no longer ever, and I mean ever, do anything that you don't want to do ever again unless you consented for that moment. Where if you stretch yourself or extend yourself or volunteer to do something, you're only going to overextend yourself because you are choosing to do so at that moment, not because anyone will ever put you in a position where you're cornered. No, never again. I see this person as being such a blessing in your life where I can't really tell so much what you do for them. It's only showing me what they do for you, which is interesting. And then we have Moonstone. Okay, so I guess that answers the question. What you do for them is you help them get in touch with their emotions. And they thought they were never going to be able to do that ever again because they got their heart broken by probably this person. This is probably the person that broke their heart and discarded them and contaminated the sacred waters, meaning had a sexual relationship with somebody else when they were supposed to be committed. And then has the audacity to try to cause interference between you two, So that's what that energy is. And it's they are about to give up because they realize that their little magic a baby or a toddler can put out. It's just like a pathetic little spark of cowardness. Okay? So tap into your higher wisdom. Instead of believing negativity, that this is trying to bring negativity, instead of believing any negative BS from this energy, squash it and believe your own wisdom. And your own wisdom, let's get rid of this guy, shall we? Your own wisdom is telling you that you two are a power couple. Oh my goodness. And if you are in separation or you have not touched each other in the 3D, once you do touch each other in the 3D, it's on, and I mean on. You two are going to be cuddling for hours and hours and hours. Okay, so what do they want to say? And maybe they're too shy to say it. Sometimes people from the past will try to come forward from either side, either your side or their side. So be mindful of that. Sometimes it's not all their messages. Sometimes energy vampires will try to say things Okay, so we have I can't do this. I honestly feel like this is your person not being able to continue being with you in the 5D only and not in the 3D. I feel like they want you in the 3D and they can't wait any longer. I want to start over. I don't want to know. For another group of you, this is somebody from your past that just doesn't want to hear about you moving on. I do love you. I'm so attracted to you. You came closer than anyone. I'm not available. You and I were too young. Okay? So those are all the messages that I have for you. They don't all have to be yours. If there's certain cards that did not feel like they were yours, then simply dismiss the ones that don't feel like they're yours. Bye. Hello, if you chose pile 4, this is your pile. Let's go ahead and begin. Be aware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, so we have to the sea. We have moving on. We have resist dependency. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here because this is already a lot of information. So here we go. This is how you feel that your 5D relationship is in lifetime. Okay, There might be a little bit of codependency. There might be a little bit of neediness. There might be a little bit of unhealthy clinginess. Clinginess. Okay? And it's starting to affect you and who you are as a person. Now, this is not to say that this is not a good union, that you need to break up. No, no, no. This is just to say that you have become so enmeshed with each other that it's important for you to set a boundary where you are still an individual. And sometimes we forget that we are still an individual. And when you do forget that you are still an individual, you tend to neglect your true life purpose. And that is the reason why I don't do tarot, because I find tarot to be extremely codependent to the point of being paralyzed, to the point of being autistically disabled and paralyzed by your codependent relationship so much that you have to seek tarot. And tarot is all about other people, other people, other people, other people. We did not, our parents did not give birth to other people. Our parents gave birth to you. Your parents gave birth to you. So you're the only person that should be prioritized when it comes to whatever that blank is for you. You give away too much of yourself. I see you. It does not matter whether you're a male or female. It does not matter. This pile gives away so much of themselves. And I'm not saying that you're giving yourself away to your person. No, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean, you're always giving your jacket away during winter storms when you really need your jackets. And you give them all away and you are left with none. And then when it's summertime and you need a short sleeve, there's no one there to give you a short sleeve because you have a wardrobe full of long sleeves and everybody else has a whole bunch of short sleeves and nobody gives you a short sleeve in the summer, but in the winter nobody has a jacket and you're always giving people jackets. Okay, that's what the vibe I'm getting. So at the end of the day, you barely have energy left for your person. You're drained from giving yourself away, working long hours, graveyard shift, double, overtime, where you end up neglecting not only yourself, but maybe your family, your domestic life, and then ultimately your partner. Okay. However, there is a need to resist dependency where you are overly dependent on each other, and it's not necessary for you to need them for every single thing. Because when you become overly dependent, you neglect yourself. Take nothing for granted, stand firm, and do not give in to the urge of attachment. Everything falls apart if you waver. With addiction, obsession, and dependence comes loss of freedom. Do not forfeit your liberty. So, what you ultimately want in a union like this is two individuals coming together instead of two people feeling useless without each other. Okay? That is the difference. We have moving on. I feel like this is associated to moving on from how you used to be, how you used to think. You, with no judgment, you're embarrassed by how you used to think. You're embarrassed by how you used to be. You're embarrassed by certain things that you did that back then you just did not. It's like you couldn't help yourself, and for others of you, it's like you were under a spell. Like you can't even recognize that person. Or maybe perhaps you never did. It's like you were on default mode and just couldn't control the outcome. And you carry a lot of shame and guilt that is important for you to move on from that guilt and shame and forgive yourself for not being who you are right now back then, when you simply did not know, especially if you came from a difficult upbringing where your parents never showed you, so you had to figure it out your own way. And then we have to the sea. I feel like this is having to do with you leaving a toxic place or a toxic situation far, 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 far behind in order to have something better with yourself and your union. Find richness from the dark night. So learning how to be enlightened by the darkness, learning how to be enchanted by the pitch black room, or learning how to find pleasure during your rock bottom moments. That's the secret to exiting the tunnel, the dark tunnel of your emotions that feels like a bottomless pit. And you start looking around and you start seeing sparkles. Or crystals, or you just start seeing some hope. And then you realize that you can sleep really good when all the lights are turned off. When we surrender to a sense of safety. And fall asleep in that safety, we are rejuvenated. I also feel like this union that you have with this person, you felt like you've been through hell and back. And for others of you, you haven't got out yet. And it's been like, you just feel like you've been through hell with this person. So many interferences. And you know what's crazy? When you are in your teenage years, well, actually, you know what? That doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what time. When you are in any kind of unhealthy or toxic partnership, there's zero interferences. If you date a demon, there won't be any interferences. If you date a narcissist or a toxic parasite, there won't be any interferences. But the second that you date someone who is high vibrational and satisfying on all levels, that's when all the interferences come, because they don't want to see that kind of happiness. They don't want to see that kind of cosmic orgasm. Because even things that are not human are envious of human love. Awakening your passion. We have the color burgundy. You are safe to awaken your passion with your person, where maybe one of you is shy to be honest and tell the other person how you truly feel, and maybe what you truly feel is naughty and passionate. You will be safe in doing that, because that's something that some of you are insecure and you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know how your person is going to take it. And with awakening your passion here is a color of mutual desire. We have the all-encompassing hand. So when both of you finally come together in the 3D, you are going to feel at home in each other's bosom, I want to say. I just feel like when you put your face on their chest and they put their face on your chest, and vice versa, you're just going to feel at home. Like, it does not matter where you are, what country, what city, what state. You could be at a cemetery. It won't matter. You will feel like you are at home when you are laying up on each other's chests. And one of you has a really hard time expressing that, so much that I have to drink more water. Okay, so with this card here, there is another group of you in here that needs to be careful with their relationship, because for another group of you in here, you are not necessarily in the best union. You are in a lust-infused union, okay? So be, what's that word? Discerning of whether or not your union is lust-infused, or if the intentions are for long-term commitment, okay? Because this card here is the lust card, meaning somebody in this pile is in a lust-infused relationship. And those are really dangerous, because those are usually the ones that narcissists and parasitic witches will hide behind. Parasitic witches and narcissists will hide in lustful relationships. So be wary of this card, where maybe there might be somebody in here who has not found their person yet. This is giving you a warning that not just anybody that wants to jump your bone is the one for you. Okay, so be careful of that succubus and incubus energy that can be very deceiving for whoever that pertains to. And then we have shining. You and your person together are going to help each other shine where whatever your talents are going to be highlighted in each other through your union. Embracing the fact that you are the world. This is the internet card, so you could be in a long distance relationship and needing to use the internet to your benefit in communicating well with your person. And then we have door to personal healing and happiness. So for most of you in this pile, your 5D cosmic person is your open door to healing and happiness. I'm so happy for you. So if you have a situationship, what do they wish they can say to you but they can't for whatever reason? And sometimes people from the past will try to come through, so be mindful of that. Okay, so we have, I wonder how you feel. I have trouble with intimacy. I still have feelings for you. I feel so drawn to you. You came closer than anyone. I want you. I feel you even though we are apart. And I couldn't let you get close to me. Okay? And the person, I feel like whoever feels like they couldn't let you get close to me is just somebody who's afraid of being hurt. That is all. That's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.